Okay.
Oh, good. I guess.
Hello.
Hey guys, welcome back to Briefly Speaking. Oh, I need to cough. That's crazy. Today, we are talking about overall thoughts on the project.
Yeah, it's our last episode, so we'll kind of go over it. We'll do a bit of a review. Yeah, just talk about what we liked, what we didn't. That's what we learned.
Yeah, overall consensus on it at the end. Going into what we like.
I like it.
I really like
Overall,
the whole
I like
thing.
it. And this has been Briefly
And that's it, guys. We'll see you never. But we really planned a lot at the beginning and did a lot of pre-planning
Yeah.
for what we wanted to do. We had a whole horrendous doc of just so many ideas. And
Yeah, like most of our topics were ideated like way back in the first week of May.
Yeah. We also wanted everything to kind of be done before we started filming, because I think it would have been just so much more work to try and think of it and
Yeah.
also do all the filming. And then the original thing that our prof had wanted was like work back schedule, content calendar, and brand kit, yeah. Or like a rough sort
Some
of
ideas
brand
for that, yeah.
identity type thing.
Yeah. And everything like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll make a work back schedule because she's asking for it. But it was actually insanely
It was very
helpful to revert back to.
She knows best, and we were doubting her. No, I think it's more just we didn't want to do it, and then we were like, wait, this is actually going to be really helpful.
Yeah. And it was like really simple
Yeah.
too. Just like post Tuesday and Thursday and
Consistent filming days.
exactly, yeah, film on Mondays we filmed on.
It would have been hard to like try and schedule things weekly because we're both busy. So having like a specific day where we're filming was very beneficial to just making sure everything went sort of smoothly at least.
Yeah. And some routine to like when we're posting as well was a motivator. I think.
Yes, and we weren't even like that strict on it. We just had it as like a deadline for ourselves. And then if anything happened, we were just like, all right, we'll just post it a little later. And that was fine.
I did really like the way that our brand came together also. Like we talked about it last episode, but the way that it looked and the way that it felt.
Yeah, our branding ended up very good. And I think very cohesive too. I really liked how the title cards and end cards and stuff came together in the end.
Yeah. It made the whole episode feel cohesive.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I can't articulate why, but I also felt like it really matched the tone of our podcast as well. Somehow, like it still felt very casual.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either. I also like that we did keep the sign for every episode, because I think it was just a good, consistent kind of landmark to have.
Someone to ground us.
Yeah. It's like, I was gonna say it's like the cross.
An icon in its own.
Yeah, that's our staple cross at every new location we go to. I like that we did a different location for each episode. I think it just made it a little more interesting to look at visually, because if we had done the same place every time, I think just seeing our feed and the YouTube videos themselves would just be like
so monotonous. Yeah. It was a bit of a like logistical nightmare sometimes to like find the locations. Like High Park, I think we walked around for what felt like an hour before we were like, oh, nice, we'll film here.
Yeah.
And we had to walk back to the car, get all our stuff in my back. But I was like definitely like that. Especially, in our feed, because you can see like it was this episode and then it was this episode and it was this episode. And I actually really like looking at that and seeing kind of like the timeline a little bit of. It's also funny to like go and see like every now and then there'll be like a clip from a couple weeks back of that time. And we're like, we were really busy that day.
I made like a playlist with all of the shorts in order, and it was just fun to like see the sort of group together ones and like which ones had more clips come out of it and which ones had less. I was like, wow, we really did that. I think if I had more time, I would have thought of more locations, but I think it's just hard to find like more secluded places to shoot. I had some stuff written downtown, and I was like, they're not gonna be like empty enough where we would feel comfortable to just be talking.
Because we thought about doing like a cafe or something like that too, but I don't know. I just worried that like we'd also be a disturbance in this peaceful
a bit of a nuisance
cafe.
I also had random locations that possibly could have worked, but since it is summer, it would have been like deadly hot out, and there wouldn't have been any shade. So probably would have died there, but that's
I would have gotten so red as the episode.
You see us change shades as the episodes go on.
Just cooking.
Yeah, I think it was good that we tried to think of new places, even if it was like same sort of vicinity. We always thought of a new location to just change the scenery up a little bit, which I enjoyed.
I liked that we didn't ever worry about our metrics on the social media platforms. I think it gave us a lot of freedom to just have fun with it.
Yes.
So like our hashtags are just like random and like not meant to
we weren't
gain
trying to
reach.
gain like traction. We were just trying to post as much as we could because we were kind of uncomfortable with posting, so we just wanted to get it out there.
And there were even times where like I actively didn't put certain words in hashtags so that they wouldn't like get shown to people that would disagree with us.
That did not work, but we tried, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
I think it was fun to see what did well and what didn't, or like how the numbers worked, but we were never aiming for anything to like go viral or something.
And I'm so glad like that wouldn't be part of our mark. Also is like follower KPIs or something.
I think if anything, if we were to follow that, it would have just been like with the base level that we're doing, what changes and what doesn't, and even not following any trends or like trending hashtags or using sounds or anything, just seeing what naturally can kind of progress and looking into
that.
But we weren't too worried about the analytics side of it. So.
I think if we were, our discussion topics would have been like wildly different. We would have been talking about like a lot of
trending
recent campaigns and trends. So
I liked our guests.
Oh, I love our guests. Yeah.
I wish more people reached out. I kept having one of my coworkers kept asking me like, "Can I be a guest?" And I'm like, "Do you know anything about advertising?" He was like, "Actually, yeah." And I'm like, "Wait, maybe." But yeah, I feel like if we had more time, we would have had more people on, because it's just fun to have a guest on.
It is, yeah. And
it changes up the dynamic a little bit, because when it's just us, I think we get in our heads a little. But when there's someone with us, it's like, the vibes are a lot like chiller.
And they're also not like 10 or 8 episodes in of like the grind. So they have like a fresh spirit. Because I remember like the energy that we had in episode 1, I think is wildly different from the episode that like the energy that we have
currently.
I didn't want to say it. I was trying to think of a good way to say it, but
no. I understand. I
remember being so jovial that day, and maybe I got a little bit more cynical. And that's one thing that I spoiler alert. One thing that I learned was it's hard to keep energy up consistently for it.
For sure. I think it was also just like nerves for the first one. So it's a lot different of like, we're maybe more putting on a bit of an act instead of just naturally talking.
And like the footage for episode 1 too, I was terrified to, I think I didn't start editing until like a week and a half after we filmed, because I was so worried about opening this and having to watch us. And then I did, and I was like, yo, wait. This is on fire.
It's actually chill. Understandable, truly. I think if you're just not used to looking at yourself a lot, even in like pictures or recordings, it's just hard to kind of look at that footage and be like, oh, me.
Yeah, especially because we were gonna be like full posting it.
Yeah.
Like on public.
I used to have such a hard time listening to videos of myself because I'm just like, why my voice sound like that? Ew.
Who is that?
Who is that? But I've gotten so used to it now. I'm just like, oh, that's how I sound, huh?
I know, someone told me once, because I was complaining about that, it was a while ago, but someone told me like, don't worry, you don't actually sound like that. And I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Okay. I believe you. The one thing that we ran into when it comes to like, I guess, energy levels and stuff was a bit of a roadblock when it comes to editing. I think we needed to give ourselves a little more time to edit things and have like a stockpile of stuff that we could post.
Because we would film on, well, the first Monday that we filmed, we posted a week and a day later.
Yeah.
Which like is plenty of time, but then like add in everything else that's going on in life.
Yeah.
And like the possibility of like emergencies coming up, posting 2 weeks after a film date would have given us
because we would basically
just extra
have
time just in case anything did come up.
We basically had a week to edit, and I think if we had maybe a week to edit, have it sit there and then post it 2 weeks later, because then we just have it there pre-scheduled, so we don't have to worry
and
about it.
Yeah, you can like rest like your mind.
I think that was more a case of the timeline of the capstone though, because you really only get like a month and a half to kind of do it. We also just made more work for ourselves, especially with our clips, because we had we had originally we're only gonna post like 1 clip a week or 2 clips a week.
Yeah, we were like, well, if we're feeling spicy and we get a lot out of the episode, we can post 2 a week.
And then we ended up posting every single day. And
Well, because from episode 1 we got so many clips out of episode 1. And it was the first week, so we were just like, let's just blast. And then I don't know how, because we never explicitly said, let's continue posting one a day. It was just like, hey, you got tomorrow's? We're like, yeah, I'll post tomorrow. You got the next day? Yeah, I got the next day.
I think it was really a case of us just being like, wait, we did it, now we have to keep doing it.
It was also, I had a lot of fun with the clips too.
Yes.
So being able, like, keeping up creating enough clips for 1 day a week.
Yeah.
One clip a day.
1 day.
7 clips a week.
Yeah.
I actually did, like, it was work, but I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And I think that, like, it's not even I think, we had the most engagement with our clips as well, as opposed to our full episodes. So it also just became like I'm enjoying putting content out for people in this way.
The clips are definitely the funnest part of it. But it was definitely like a case of, how did we get here? So a bit more time to edit things, and then having that stockpile would have been very helpful. Another thing that was sort of upsetting was we wanted to use Idealab, but they had their summer schedule going, so they weren't open on Mondays, which is very sad.
Yeah, they have like a whole podcast room.
They're open, what, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays?
Something
like that.
Something that terribly worked with our schedule.
Yeah, it was just a little off, and we were like, we don't want to film on another day because that would mess up the whole thing. But yeah, they have a full podcast room, and we wanted to do it.
Mics.
Yeah, with
This
the
is
mics.
briefly speaking.
We wanted it for guests mainly, because
they have more mics there. Yeah.
They have like a 4 mic setup, so it could have had all of us in there, but unfortunately they were not open.
Didn't work out.
And then we also wanted to rent equipment, but that place was also not open on Mondays. None of them were open on Mondays, and that was very upsetting. But I think it's all just because they're on their summer schedules. I was like, dang it. So we'd have to basically pick another day that we'd want to shoot if we actually wanted to use those spaces.
And like those days were hard to find.
Yeah.
So Yeah, like we kind of touched on already on like the scheduling of editing, but I found editing really quite difficult, especially like the last time that I used Premiere, I was in grade 10. I'm now, cut that out. I don't want it. I'm now much older than grade 10.
You've already been called Unc. It's too late.
I've been exposed. It was a bit of a mish getting back into it.
Yeah.
For me, I think it was just difficult. And it would take a long time. I remember I sent you like an episode that I had done halfway, and it took me about 5 hours to get to that point. And then I sent it to you, and I was like,
because I was just gonna do like a check through and just see if there's anything that needed to be cut from the first one.
I think I was a little bit behind for like posting schedule, and so I was like, if you have like a little bit, can you just do a check through, exactly. Yeah. And you sent it back in like an hour and a half, and it was fully done. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow, she's a whiz. I opened it,
I'm like, I wonder if he wants me to do this. I'm like, yeah, might as well. And I have only recently gotten into Premiere, and it's just, I think, just been a lot faster for me just because I know the program now, because I've been starting to use it more.
It's just a learning curve.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'm curious if you guys can tell, but the first episode, I edited the first episode, and I like really went in and I was really cutting down the pauses and the ums. We do a lot of and pause cutting. I did a lot in the first episode, and I think in the later episodes we I did at least loosened up on how much of that I was taking out.
Yes.
So I started leaving a lot more, so it would still be like kind of organic and conversational.
Same. Yeah.
But so that might have also been why I was like so cooked in the beginning, because I was really trying to trim that down.
Being meticulous.
So it'd be like fast, coming at you. And then I was like, why?
Why do we need to do that?
Why do I need to do this?
Yeah, I've been leaving a lot more like spaces. I've been trying to cut any longer ones, but I'm like, oh yeah, really, maybe it is a little too quick.
Yeah. I think for the clips, I'll still really trim, because it's like TikTok attention span. But that was rough at first, It was just like an adjustment period, I think.
Yeah, and I think we're good at bouncing off of each other if we need help, and like filling in wherever we might need. If we don't have a clip for that day and someone needs to make one, we're just like, oh yeah, I have one that I can probably whip up, and then figuring that out.
That was always like useful, having a few in your back pocket.
Yeah. Oh, you know one thing? I wish I had another tripod, because then the second cam would be so much easier. But I only have like one big tripod, and then the other two I have are like the really tiny ones that don't extend. But we did some crazy second cam.
We should have taken a picture of every weird second cam, because like one we clawed the tripod and it was hanging in a tree.
Yeah.
There was another that I had to climb a building to hang it onto
that one we did get a
fire escape.
We got a picture of that one.
Yeah. Does Rayla have it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I needed a little more like BTS shots of us setting up, because I think it would have just been really funny to have. Really funny. We only have the memories now. Tree cam, you'll be missed. We thought about it, literally you took it down and then you're like, wait, we should have taken a picture. If we had a second tripod, I think it would have made things a lot easier. Just because I wanted second cams to be kind of wacky and really just, why is it over there? How did it get there? Yeah.
And it was nice having them as like a little aside angle. I remember I pushed back originally on second cam, but I'm so glad that we did it.
Yeah, I think I just wasn't clear on what it would be the first time, and then I was like, oh yeah, you could do this, this, and this with it, and you're like, I don't know about that. We figured it out eventually, and then it actually turned out really, really good to just have a little bit of a visual break. And it's also really funny to like think back and be like, yeah, we had it in a tree. We did
it all for you guys.
Yeah. I really like the one with Rayla. It looked like a security cam footage. It's just really funny.
We should have put like a CCTV thing in the corner. I think we've covered like most of it. But in terms of what we have learned, I think, yeah, back storaging, what do you call it? Back filming?
Backlogs?
Yeah, backlogs, and yeah, just a different schedule, I think.
Yeah.
Like looking back, if we were to do it again, I think that'd be like a bit of a priority.
Having a bit of a library of stuff that we could just immediately put up rather than like, all right, I'll finish that today.
Yeah. It'll be up in an hour, and I'll start it now. Yeah.
I think it's really funny to kind of see how the actual footage changes versus the edit. Because I think I learned a lot with cutting and like piecing things together, and even making clips. I've just learned to look for like the funny moments or the moments that we can take out and use as like their own thing. Mm-hmm. It's just helped me like train my eye a little more.
Yeah. There was also like a switch for me, because originally I would edit the entire episode and then I'd go back and look for clips. And then I learned about making subsequences in Premiere. And so every time that something would happen, I'd be like, oh, that'd be a nice clip. I could just right click, make a subsequence, and then store it for later, which was perfect for like the workflow that I really liked.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I found when I was editing, because I would do a lot of stuff at once. It wouldn't be like pure editing. It would be like, okay, I'm doing this, and then I have a clip, and then I'm putting that clip over there, or I'm making like a description or a caption, figuring out what we're posting that day or what we're posting the next day. It was a lot of jumping from one task to another, which I find very helpful, because if I work too long on something, my brain gets very foggy.
For me, I prefer just locking into like one task, and like the workflow that I enjoy became like really obvious also like during this.
Yeah, definitely this kept me creative while we're kind of in like a weird summer term. And it also just allowed me to realize like how my workflow goes and what I need to be kind of doing to reach a good zone to be in. Yeah,
productivity is so important. Like I remember previous summers I just kind of like grind a certain video game. and this one's been a lot of fun so far, because we've had this thing to like focus on.
And it's gonna be, I feel like once we actually finish, which we had to reshoot this, so we thought we were done, and then we weren't actually done.
We just don't want it to be over.
Yeah, we just really don't want it to be.
And then next week we'll reshoot this episode again.
Actually, we have a new topic for next week. We're actually not done, guys.
Episode 12 when?
But yeah, I think it's gonna be like my friend keeps wanting to play Enshrouded with me, and I'm like, I'll be free next week.
Yeah.
I told him this week, and he's like, are you free? And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Actually, I fucked up our footage, so we have to. Yeah, it's gonna be definitely just a lot chiller of a time. We do still have like a few things for our other courses, but I mean it'll definitely be a lot less of a grind than this was.
I was in general surprised at how much of a grind this was.
Yes.
Even like not even taking into account like the fact that we ramped up our clips.
Yeah.
But like even just editing the episodes and everything like was a grind, and I thought it would be a little bit more chill. Like it's a capstone project, I knew it would be heavy, but I was a little bit surprised by how heavy it was.
Yeah, I think we just didn't realize like how much of the post-production would account for our time. So I think even filming, we were like, okay, yeah, we do a couple sessions for one episode, and we're like, yeah, we can get something from that, and then going through each of those, because they're like 30-minute sessions, and then you're going through like 2 or 3 30-minute sessions. That's already like an hour and a half, and you're like watching that, and I don't watch mine like sped up, so I'm watching it like full length video every single time, and I'm like, this takes a lot of time.
Cool, especially because our original plan was to have 10 to 15 minute episodes where we just like yap in concentrate.
And then we realized No, we cannot
We
do that.
yap.
We yap a lot.
For 20 to 30 minute. Thankfully, none of them went over 25.
Yeah.
I think, like, thankfully for us and the
I think-
viewer and our prof
Yeah.
who had to watch all the episodes to give us a grade. None of them were over 30 minutes, thankfully.
And I think even if they got to like 25, we could find things that we could just cut to make it like slightly shorter, which is good.
So, yeah, a lot of things we maybe would do differently. But I think all in all, I think we're still both really happy with how it turned out.
And we just learned a lot in general, I think.
Which it's a school project, that's the
Yeah.
point. So, perfect. But yeah, really happy with how it turned out. We hope that you guys liked it also. Please tell us you liked it also. Yeah, I guess we'll go into our final
ads of the week.
This week I'm going to talk about a Polaroid campaign. So it was done, I guess, both by the Vigilante Group and Brain Labs. But it was for Polaroid, and they basically did like a bit of an anti-AI, like a anti-AI summer campaign. So it was called The Best of Summer is Analog, and so it was a mostly out-of-home driven campaign where they would have a Polaroid picture right in the middle and then white space all around it with like headlines written. Also nice little touch. So this one says, "Go jump in some water before the data centers drink it all up." Another one said, "Less getting tracked, more getting lost." Another one that I really liked said, "You can't bask in blue light."
Very good.
So I really liked that. I liked that it positioned itself against AI, which is so Polaroid. Insightful, cute.
Very nice.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Very simplistic. I think that's very much like the vibes of Polaroid. It's just like instant snapshots of the moment rather than prompts.
Yeah.
And for mine, it is a collaboration between Sephora and Toronto Tempo, done by the agency Courage.
They're a WNBA team, right?
Yeah, they're the new Toronto WNBA team. And they did a campaign called Pretty Badass. And it's basically just, so they did like different descriptors, like pretty driven, pretty strong, pretty fearless. And the one I saw was just a video of them doing a bunch of like sick athletic things while fully in glam, and then having those descriptors pop up. And I think it was just in general a very cool take on a makeup brand doing this, and then pairing with Toronto Tempo, which is a very up and coming like team, and they're doing a lot of advertising right now. Another one I saw that was in relation to that is they did a tall girl can instead of like a tall boy.
Ooh,
So
that's sick. Yeah.
There's just a lot of stuff happening for the Toronto Tempo team that I think is really fun, and this one was just really interesting take on makeup and having it be like the WNBA team, and I think it was just pretty cool. But yeah, it was a really good campaign. And
That's really cool.
And that is the end of our ads of the week. And I hope this has kind of gotten you guys to save some ads or look into ads a little more closely. We definitely have like a stockpile of ads that we look up now.
Yeah.
So.
And all these like fun new websites that I didn't know before.
More sources that we can go to if we want to look at new and upcoming stuff. So.
Yeah. Awesome. And I guess that's the end of.
That's the end.
This has been
Briefly Speaking. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the journey. And, you know, maybe there'll be a reunion in the very far future.
Very distant future. Stick around and find out. But yeah, thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. Cut.
Cut.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.